You didn't come across this video by accident. The moment you hit play, something in your vibrational field started to shift. And I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about something Thoth revealed millennia ago. A frequency so powerful that, when you tune into it, reality starts responding instantly. And to prove it, I want to give you your first insight right now. At this very moment, as you watch, your vibration is already sending signals to the universe. If you don't adjust that, your life will keep spinning in the same invisible cycle that traps millions of people on autopilot. But don't worry, today you're stepping out of that cycle. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 practical and hidden ways to talk to the universe. Things no one has ever taught you this directly, and that change your reality on the spot. And at the end, I'll guide you through the full practice to activate this secret frequency. And when that happens, you'll feel it. It won't just be a concept, it'll be a real vibrational shift. So stay with me until the end, because from now on, the universe won't respond to you the same way. Man is what he silently contemplates, and all that he contemplates in spirit, sooner or later, will become his outer reality. Imagine your thoughts aren't trapped inside your head. They leave you like invisible waves that move through the environment, pass through people, and without you seeing it, shape entire situations around you. This isn't just ancient spirituality talking. Modern science has already proven, for example, that brain vibrations emit real, measurable frequencies. But Thoth spoke of this long before any modern device existed. Thoth didn't use the word science, but he described the universe as a vast vibrational field where everything is in constant motion. Nothing stands still. Not you, not your thoughts, not your feelings. Everything vibrates, and every vibration creates an impact. Like a stone falling into a calm lake, creating ripples that spread out beyond your control. Brian Tracy simplified this when he said, "You are a living magnet." And what does that mean? That the energy you emit naturally attracts situations, people, and opportunities that vibrate at the same frequency. This isn't empty mysticism. It's the basic functioning of the universe. Similar frequencies attract each other. Different vibrations repel each other. The world around you is, in practice, a reflection of the frequency you carry inside. And now, maybe it starts to make sense. Why you keep repeating certain patterns. Why some people always seem to be in the right flow and others seem forever stuck in endless problems. It's not about luck, it's about frequency. When you vibrate scarcity, the universe responds by bringing scarcity. When you vibrate gratitude, opportunities begin to show up where you used to see only obstacles. But here's the detail that almost no one notices. You emit these vibrations all the time, even without meaning to. Even without knowing it. It's automatic. That's why so many people live on autopilot, creating a life they don't want, but that perfectly matches the unconscious vibration they carry. It's like you're sending requests to the universe without even knowing what you're asking for. And all of this happens in silence. You don't need to say anything out loud. The vibration of your emotion is enough to activate this field. Anger vibrates. Fear vibrates. Joy vibrates. Love vibrates. And each of these frequencies attracts matching situations. That's how reality forms around you, an exact reflection of what you're vibrating on the inside. Now that this is clear, we need to go further, because it's not enough to understand that your life is a reflection of your vibration. The real question is, how do you change that vibration in a practical way? How do you stop sending signals that create problems and start emitting frequencies that attract what you really want? This is where the 5 practical ways to talk to the universe come in. These aren't theories. These are practices anyone can apply in daily life. that shift your frequency instantly. Because when you change what you emit, you change what you receive. And the first of these ways is something you're already doing right now, but without awareness. When you learn to use this intentionally, your energy starts to reorganize immediately. It doesn't require blind faith. It doesn't require belief. It requires practice. And its impact is immediate. Small internal shifts begin to generate new external patterns. Get ready, because the first key is about to be revealed. And once you learn to use it, you'll realize that your energy is the greatest creative tool you have. But hold on. This first key is coming up next, and it's more powerful than you think. First way. Energy. You're already emitting this right now. When you learn how to use vibration the right way, the universe stops giving you random responses and starts acting like a mirror. But not just any mirror. A quantum mirror that doesn't reflect your appearance, but your frequency. Here's the first real and practical way to talk to the universe: your energy. It's the foundation of everything. Before any words, before any structured thoughts, it's the energy you emit that reaches out first. Like a silent transmission that flows from your inner field and touches everything around you. There's no way to turn this off. Even when you're quiet, even when you're not thinking about anything specific, you're still vibrating. The universe is listening all the time, not to what you say out loud, but to what you feel and vibrate in your heart. And that's why Thoth taught that those who master vibration don't need to ask for anything. Because when your frequency is aligned with the all, reality simply follows. It's easy to understand. If you vibrate joy, situations that bring more joy start to show up. Smiling people, good news, unexpected opportunities. You attract more of what you're feeling right now. In the same way, if you vibrate fear, you start to notice danger everywhere. Situations become more tense, problems seem to grow, and everything seems to confirm your inner state. But there's something even deeper here. Vibration doesn't choose between right and wrong, positive or negative. It just responds. The universe doesn't judge what you feel. It simply mirrors it. If you're vibrating scarcity, it doesn't matter how much you say you want abundance. Your frequency is asking for the opposite, and that's what comes back to you. Just like Thoth said, as above, so below. Your internal vibration shapes what happens on the outside. Now think about how many times a day you vibrate anxiety, anger, impatience. How often you wake up already irritated or go to bed carrying worries. Each one of those emotions is generating vibrational waves, like silent requests you're sending to the universe without realizing it. And then, when things go wrong, you think it was bad luck, when in reality, it was just the natural result of the vibration you'd been carrying all along. This is where awareness changes everything. Because the secret isn't to stop feeling negative emotions. That would be impossible. The secret is to notice when they show up and shift your vibrational state before it takes over your reality. For example, instead of feeding frustration in traffic, you can choose to vibrate gratitude for being alive, for having a car, for having somewhere to go. That small frequency shift already changes the kind of response the universe will give you. And don't think this only works for small situations. The ancient masters used this vibrational awareness to attract health, prosperity, protection, and even elevated states of spiritual wisdom. Because they knew that vibration creates invisible bridges between your inner world and the cosmic flow of existence. But pay attention. Just understanding this isn't enough. You have to start practicing this frequency shift in your daily life. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Every moment of your life is a chance to emit a conscious or unconscious vibration. The universe is listening right now. And now that you understand this, the question that opens the next door appears. How do you talk to the universe beyond the energy you already emit? without realizing it. There's a second way, much deeper, that doesn't depend on religion or beliefs. It connects directly to your vibrational state and shifts your frequency instantly. Second way, vibrational prayer. It's not what you learned. This second way is even more powerful because it has been completely distorted over the centuries. What was meant to be a direct vibrational connection with the universe turned into a simple mechanical ritual, empty of presence, full of automatic repetitions that don't change anything inside. But Thoth never spoke of it as a ritual. He spoke of a vibrational state. Because true prayer doesn't happen with your mouth, it happens in your heart. When you truly pray, you're not asking, you're aligning. It's not a plea, it's not a desperate cry for help. It's a silent recognition that you and the all are one. Thoth said it plainly. The all is within you, and you are within the all. That means prayer isn't about asking for something external, but about realigning what already exists inside you and has been asleep. Imagine a frequency you tune into when you pray with gratitude, not with desperation. Gratitude changes your vibration instantly, because when you give thanks, even before receiving, you're vibrating as if it's already real. And the universe doesn't respond to empty words, but to the vibration those words carry. When you speak to the universe with sincerity, even in silence, each word becomes a vibrational code. It's not the language that matters. It's not the format of the prayer. It's the vibration behind it. Cultures around the world have always known this. Indigenous people spoke to the Great Spirit. The Egyptians praised the universal principle through silent hymns. In Japan, monks chanted mantras like they were sending vibrations to the cosmos. The form doesn't matter. What matters is the emotional frequency that comes with those words. And here's the point that almost no one tells you. If you pray from a place of fear, you're vibrating fear, even if you're asking for peace. If you pray from scarcity, you're vibrating scarcity, even if you're asking for abundance. And that's what the universe gives back. Because prayer doesn't create what you want, it amplifies what you feel at the moment of the prayer. That's why when someone prays only in moments of desperation, the universe doesn't respond with miracles. It responds with reflections of their desperate vibrational state. And when someone prays with gratitude for everything they already have, even if they still lack a lot, that person is already vibrating abundance, and life naturally starts to reflect that. Now think about the impact this has on your daily life. How many times have you asked for help, but deep down felt it wasn't possible? How many times have you said, "I trust," but deep down were full of doubt? It doesn't work if the words say one thing while the vibration says another. The universe responds to your true vibration, not to the mask. That's why vibrational prayer isn't a magic formula. It's an inner state. It happens when you genuinely feel that you're already connected to what you want to manifest. When you give thanks as if you've already received it. When you speak to the universe not from the fear of lacking, but with the confidence of already having. And the practice of this prayer doesn't need rules, schedules, or external rituals. You can pray in the silence of your mind while walking, while breathing, while looking at the sky. The moment your vibration and your intention meet, that's the moment the prayer happens. And in that moment, your frequency changes. But even so, this is only the second way, because there are even deeper ways to communicate with the universe, ways that don't depend on words or requests, ways that happen in the deepest silence, where the mind stops and vibration takes over. And that's exactly where we're heading now. Third way, meditation, where silence speaks louder than sound. The third way to talk to the universe has no sound, no voice, no form. It happens when you silence the mind and simply remain present. There are no requests, no expectations, just a presence so deep that the very vibration of your existence becomes a silent conversation with the All. Thoth called this state of deep listening, quieting the mind to hear the voice of the invisible. Because as long as the mind is chattering, you hear nothing but your own noise. But when you quiet that inner noise, something surprising begins to emerge. It's like turning off all artificial lights so the stars can finally be seen. In true meditation, you don't try to create anything. You don't force anything. You just observe. And in that silent observation, your natural frequency begins to realign with the cosmic frequency. It's as if your soul starts breathing in sync with the universe again. Have you noticed how silence has a power most people fear? People fill their lives with noise, distractions, and constant stimulation. Because in silence, everything they've been running from shows up. But silence is not an enemy. It's the gateway that connects you to the invisible field where all the answers already exist. When you enter this state, something shifts in your vibration without any effort. Your breathing slows down. Your mind calms. Your emotions begin to settle. And then, for the first time, you start to feel what Thoth called cosmic harmony. Not as an abstract idea, but as a real physical sensation that wraps around your body and mind at the same time. This is the space where the universe speaks, not with words, but with intuitions, insights that come out of nowhere, feelings of clarity that don't come from logic, but from a deeper place within you. This is where answers you've been searching for days, weeks, or even years show up as if they were obvious. Because the universe has always been speaking. You just weren't listening. And don't be mistaken, meditating isn't about emptying the mind of thoughts like many believe. Meditation is observing your thoughts without getting lost in them. It's like sitting on the riverbank of the mind and watching the current flow by without being swept away. Because while you observe, your vibration naturally rises, effortlessly. This practice doesn't require hours out of your day. Just a few minutes of genuine silence are enough to recalibrate your frequency. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to access that state. Slowly, you realize you don't need to escape the world to find peace. Peace is in the space between one thought and another, between one desire and another, between one emotion and another. And when you learn to live in that space, your reality begins to change. Because now you're not reacting automatically to events. You're responding from a state of presence. And that presence alone is already a vibration the universe recognizes and respects. But even this deep silence is only part of communicating with the All. There's an even more active practice, where you create mental images so real and vivid that your vibration changes the moment you visualize them. And this practice has the power to shape reality in ways few people know how to do. Fourth way, visualization, the mental movie the universe translates into reality. The fourth way to talk to the universe is exactly this, creating mental images so real, so vivid, that your body feels as if it's already happening now. It's not just thinking, it's feeling the future in the present, as if you were living it in this very moment, even if, to the outside world, it hasn't happened yet. James Allen once said that you are today where your thoughts have brought you, not where your actions placed you, but where your thoughts led you first. Because everything begins in the invisible. Everything begins in the mind. And Thoth added, what you contemplate within will, sooner or later, manifest outwardly. Because the mind creates images, and the vibration of those images shapes the invisible field of reality. Now imagine this in practice. If you want abundance, it's not enough to simply say, I want to prosper. You need to visualize your abundant life. You need to see the places you want to be, smell the scents of those environments, hear the sounds of that scene, mentally experience the feeling of being there, living it. The universe doesn't respond to empty desire. It responds to the emotional frequency tied to the desire. And visualization has that power because it doesn't just involve thought, it involves emotion. When you visualize in detail, your brain and body begin reacting as if it were real. The same areas of the brain that activate when you live an actual experience are activated when you imagine that experience with intensity and emotional depth. That's why Olympic athletes visualize their movements thousands of times before competing. Because the brain doesn't distinguish what's truly happening from what's vividly imagined with emotion and focus. And if that works in sports, why wouldn't it work in your financial life, your relationships, your health? Visualization is the vibrational rehearsal of your future. It's when you train your frequency to receive what you want. And the more real it is for you internally, the stronger the vibrational field you emit. But pay attention. It's not enough to visualize once and forget. Visualization needs to be fed, repeated, lived every day. Like a mental movie you watch and feel, not as a distant spectator, but as the main character. Because you're not creating just any wish. You're creating a vibration that matches what you want to manifest. And at that moment, something begins to happen without you forcing anything. Situations, people, and opportunities start showing up in your path, as if the universe were aligning the missing pieces. But it's not magic. It's pure vibrational resonance. But there's something even more powerful. Something that happens when you combine that visualization with words filled with intention. Because when your mind sees and your mouth declares, your vibration becomes even stronger. It's like tuning image and sound to the same frequency. And that's exactly what you're about to discover now. How to use conscious words to amplify everything you're already visualizing inside. Fifth way. Affirmation. Words that rewrite your vibration. Here comes the fifth way. Affirmation. Unlike what many people think, affirming is not about repeating empty motivational phrases and hoping the universe takes care of the rest. True affirmation is a vibrational command. When you say, "I am capable," you're not just talking to yourself. You're sending a clear signal to the universe, a signal that vibrates confidence, strength, and openness to receive what matches that capability. And why does this work? Because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's true and what's repeated with conviction. If you keep saying, "I can't," your subconscious creates situations where you really can't. But when you affirm clearly, day after day, your mind starts to believe, your vibration shifts, and the universe responds, not because you asked, but because you're vibrating exactly that. That's what Thoth taught. Words have no power when they're separated from vibration. But when vibration and words go together, creation happens. The universe doesn't read your lips. It feels the frequency your words carry. Words spoken in fear vibrate fear. Words spoken with certainty vibrate power. It's that simple. So now you have 5 practical and direct ways to talk to the universe. Energy, vibrational prayer, silent meditation, conscious visualization, and powerful affirmation. Each one works on a level of your vibration. Each one reprograms a layer of your reality. And when they're all aligned, you start to see changes happen almost effortlessly. But if all of this is so powerful, why do most people still feel stuck in the same cycles? Why, even knowing these practices, do so many people feel like their reality doesn't shift? Here's a detail few people see. And Thoth warned about it thousands of years ago. There comes a point where knowing is no longer enough, where applying is not enough. Because even after applying, there's an invisible block that keeps vibration from flowing the way it should. He called this block the veil between the subtle and the dense. It's the layer of illusion that separates what you desire from what you're truly vibrating. Because wanting change is one thing, being change is another. Asking for abundance is one thing. Vibrating abundance, even when nothing around you shows signs of it, is something else entirely. And it's exactly that separation that keeps so many people stuck. They say, "I want peace," but live in anxiety. They say, "I want prosperity," but keep vibrating worry. And as long as there's a division between what you ask for and what you vibrate, the universe can't respond. That's why Thoth said the true master is the one who can unite the subtle and the dense, the mind and the matter, the invisible and the visible, because that's where creation happens naturally, effortlessly, without resistance. But how do you do that? How do you cross that invisible veil and align what you think, feel, and live once and for all? That's exactly what's about to be revealed. Because now you have the tools, but what's missing is the key that unlocks it all and makes reality respond instantly. And here's the truth many ignore. This frequency isn't in some distant place, hidden in secret temples or lost in ancient books. It's within you. Right now. Quiet. Waiting for the moment when you stop looking outward and finally turn inward. What Thoth tried to teach was not a magic formula to control the universe. It was a reconnection to what has always been active within every human being, the frequency of being. He said that while you try to control the external world, you're resisting the natural flow of life. And it's that resistance that blocks everything you want to experience, because reality is already trying to give you exactly what your frequency asks for. But while your mind wants one thing, your heart feels another, and your actions show something else. The universe doesn't know how to respond. It's like sending mixed signals to the invisible field. You ask for abundance but vibrate scarcity. Ask for love but vibrate loneliness. Ask for peace but vibrate anxiety. And the universe, impartial, responds to what you vibrate, not what you say. When you stop resisting and enter the flow of your original frequency, you no longer need to force anything. The right situations begin to arise, the right people show up. The right doors open. Not because you manipulated reality, but because you finally stopped interfering with its natural flow. It's in that state of alignment that everything happens instantly. Not because you deserve it or don't. Not because you asked a lot or a little. But because your vibration became compatible with what you want. There's no effort, no struggle, just harmony. And the best part is, you can activate this now. You don't need to wait for the right moment. The right moment is always now. Because while you wait, you're out of frequency. But when you decide to vibrate as if it's already real, the quantum field starts reorganizing reality in your direction. And now that you understand this, it's time to bring together everything you've learned so far. Because knowing the 5 ways separately is important. But the real power is in integrating them into one single vibrational state. And that's how the final activation happens. Take a deep breath. Feel the air coming in and out of your body as if it were the universe's own energy flowing through you. Allow your mind, your heart, and your body to come into harmony. Now think about what you most desire, not as someone who's waiting, but as someone who is already living it. Feel the emotion of it happening right now. Don't imagine it far away. Imagine it happening here, now. As you feel this, allow a deep sense of gratitude to rise in your heart. Not out of obligation, but as a silent acknowledgement that everything is already in motion. Now, visualize for a few seconds that reality right in front of you. See the details, feel the colors, notice the sounds. Make this image as real as possible. And finally, say out loud, with conviction, I already am this now. My frequency is in harmony with the all. and stop. Don't force anything else. Just remain in that state for a few moments, letting the vibration do its work. In this moment, something invisible has started to move, because the secret frequency has been activated. And once activated, it doesn't go back to its previous state. It begins to reorganize your reality, even if, at first, you don't notice. But pay attention. This is not a one-time event. It's a state you can access anytime you want. And the longer you stay in that alignment, the faster reality starts to respond. And if you want to go even deeper into this practice, I've prepared a special video just for those who made it this far. In it, I'll show you how to keep this frequency alive every day, even when the world around you seems out of sync. Because the real secret isn't activating the frequency once, it's keeping it active as your natural state of being. If you made it this far, it's because something inside you is already starting to vibrate differently. So here's what you do. Type in the comments, "My frequency has already started to shift," so I know who truly felt this connection. Oh, and if you want to help this channel spread this message around the world, there's a special link in the pinned comment where you can contribute directly. Or, if you prefer, you can support right here on YouTube by clicking the Thanks a Lot button. Every bit of help makes this message reach more people who are also ready to awaken. And don't leave just yet. I've picked a special video for you to continue this journey. It's showing up here on the screen. Click on it so we can meet again and go even deeper into this awakening.